Why, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. My name is DB333, and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4, the New Order Last Days of Europe as, well, Ostafrika. Last video, the shit has officially hit the fan, and, it's time to go ahead and, clear the shit out, I guess. Let's just start paddling. So here we are. So far, so good. We'll go ahead and try to reapply the whole offensive line. No, why the fuck would you do that, soldier? Okay, how about we do this then, offensive line? There we go. We're wiping up the last bits of modern-day Botswana and the ANC, and we're going to try to take out the ANC here in Durban. We got some mobile boys, which we'll go ahead and send on over. And just watch, we will take them out before the Yanks even get here. I'm starting to realize maybe hard mode might have been the play, but it is too late for that. So we might miss focuses like the classic everyone is fucking useless. Which, if we do, I'll read some of these focuses as we get along, just because I think some of them are just seem fascinating to me. Burn them all. Kindersoldaten, I believe that's child soldiers. Let them know the fear. And then brother death, brother murder, or not quite sure what this translates out to. All I know is that we're gonna fucking decimate OFN troops with that one. So, you know, that's not fun. But you know what is fun? Oh, well, there we go. The ANC has fallen already. This, well, shit, we might be reading some of these focuses sooner rather than later. Man, okay. Well, the troops get into position. And real quick, I'm going to see what my buddy sent me. Anyway, so let's go ahead and talk about my day. It was all right. I got some big news a few days ago. My dad is getting married, which is kind of crazy to hear. I did not necessarily expect it to happen, so it was a bit of a shock. But I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear about it. Okay, this is where it's gonna start to slow down, I guess. We beat back the ANC, although I could have told you that was gonna happen. So we've taken over modern-day Botswana. RIP Botswana in this timeline, I guess. And now this is where the grind gets in, and there are the Yanks. There they fucking are. But yeah, that was That's the really big bit of news in my life right now. I didn't, like I said, I didn't expect it. I'm surprised. I'm hopeful. Maybe a little cautiously so, but I'm interested to see how it's gonna go. Had some. Let's see what else. Work has been kind of fun lately. Ooh, canal riots. Interesting. What was I trying to say? Let's ease off on the attack here for a while. A stormy night in the South Atlantic. A Sud-West African patrol boat monitoring the waters off the coast of Alexander Bay is periodically hit from the waves by the waves from the bow, washing over the vessel. In the light of a thunderstrike, one of the crew spots something and motions to the captain. The sighting is confirmed to his HoI. He starts relaying an emergency vessel to a Kriegsmarine commander in Luderitz. Many vessels, various types, markings unknown. He tries to give off as much information as he's able till a broadside of Mark 42 guns ends his broadcast permanently. The report, though brief and vague, sets off a scramble across Africa as a massive effort to confirm the report is undertaken. Eventually, an aerial reconnaissance flight returns with pictures that send an enormous wave of dread throughout the entire shield. There is no doubting it now. The Americans arrived with their Sixth Fleet. Gone is any semblance of German naval superiority. Shattered any dreams of ending the war through a quick and daring naval invasion of the Cape. The seas belong to the cruisers and the frigates of the American Navy. Skies to flights of aircraft lined on the decks of the carriers. The fleet is of such a size that no one would ever dream of taking on with fleets of ships of a shield. In one stroke it appears the Americans have achieved victory at sea for the South African War. But the war will be won on land. So much for naval invasions. I was never very good at naval invasions, though, so I wasn't planning on doing that anyway. I think we'll go ahead and do some building up of our own lands right now. Dar es Salaam is our largest dockyard and where most of our supplies from the Wider Reich come from. Should it be bombed or rendered unusable, we would lose most of our reinforcements. We must ensure that this flow never stops. On one hand, the docks will be fortified and protect against enemy bombings and terrorist attacks. On the other, we shall increase the level of the infrastructure connecting Dar es Salaam to Quelimane, allowing us to immediately receive everything and distribute what's needed to our troops at the front. So yeah, what else? Let's see, it is Wednesday right now. So Thursday I'm gonna be streaming later today. At least today when this video's up. Probably playing some Civ 6. And the day after I'm gonna be playing Fallout New Vegas. I'm doing a Fallout Fridays on my Twitch channel. I'll be uploading them to YouTube as the parts recorded. I've been having fun. I wanted to play Fallout for a while, and I'll talk about it once I finish this. The letter was written in a shaky cursive, that becoming a woman. My dear boy Walt, I must admit the house seems empty without your laughter or your stomp. Oh, Walt, it sounds silly, but sometimes I hear it. Tramping in through the front door of those big boots of yours. You'd make the carpet all muddy, and I'd spend the whole afternoon cleaning your mess. I have so much time now without your bed or rug or dishes to clean, so I've picked up the hobby of knitting. I tell you, the winter will be cold. I felt in the fall chill this morning. I made a nice cap for Stefan and I. You can have one as soon as you get back. You'll need it. Germany will feel like the North Pole after being in all that jungle. Some of the girls in the women's league are quite good, and my mother used to knit all the way into the night before the war. I hope you will be back soon. All's well in Africa, I suppose? The fatherland is as welcoming as ever. Yet endlessly loving mother. Gertrude. A single tear rolled down Walter's cheeks. Not a single letter had made it into Africa since the first shots rang in Berlin, but now the first mail plane in a year touched down in Windhoek, and with it the stories of tens of thousands of mothers before the great horror erupted back home. Before the Bürgerkrieg upended life in totality. Germany's silence broken. I was about to say it's a little late for fall caps, but man, poor Walter. R.I.P. Walter. Well, he's not dead yet, but if he does die, R.I.P. Walter, man. Oh, fuck off, Black Market. I don't care. I'm happy that I guess we're taking the mechanics out right now in with Toolbox Theory, because it's just a little bit boring, I'll be honest. It's not too much to it. It's a neat idea, but I think it could have used a bit more fleshing out. But yeah, I'm doing Fallout Friday on my Twitch channel. The highlights are going to be uploaded to YouTube. I've been in a real... I've wanted to expand on my content for a while now. Because I felt for a long time that I've been in a bit of a rut with TNO and Hearts of Iron and all that. And don't get me wrong, I really do enjoy TNO. It's a great amount of fun, but at the same time, I could use a bit of a break. And so, I'm branching out. And, let's go ahead and add this guy in. New Vegas is going to be that little break for now. We're going to do a bit of expanding. And we'll ease off from here. So yeah, you can watch that live on the Twitch. We've already finished up Good Springs. We're making our way, I think we already made our way to Prim, actually. We met up with Johnson and Nash, and we have some details about what our package was, and who might have shot us. It's gonna be fun. I've played it before already, so I already have a bit of an idea of what's gonna happen, but it's been a very long time since I've played it, so it's gonna be fun. What do we want? What do we want? Are we working on doctrines? So yeah, that's kind of cool related to the channel. What else? Well, we'll worry about that later. For now, let's go ahead and skim the cream. The demands of the war are increasing our need for funds. Funds that we don't have, as our colonial budget is already stretched to the fullest. Still, we must win this war, so we'll have to make some cuts, skin some cream. There are so many useless things we were doing before the war begun, such as funding schools, funding hospitals, tolerating natives. It's time to stop being sentimental and divert the resources towards a war effort. Those whose lives depend on these subsidies will find another way, or they will be an unwanted but necessary sacrifice on the altar of victory. The fatherland demands it, damn it. So yeah, that's some channel stuff. Trying to think of what else to talk about. Started listening. I'll go ahead and do this. Oberkommando Africa. Subject: Fliegerfaust performance. Classification for Oberkommando only. Body 1 combat reports from South Africa showed mixed results in the Fliegerfaust application battlefield conditions. 2. Its rocket salvo is useless against fast-moving aircraft due to the absence of a guidance system, forcing operators to lead their targets. Moreover, its performance drastically decreases at ranges beyond 500 meters. This limits its use to low-flying, close-air support craft. These combined make the Fliegerfaust an extremely deficient man-pad. However, the Fliegerfaust has performed exceptionally well against helicopters. For low airspeed and low flight altitude fall within the weapons system's ideal operating conditions. Units engaged against American air assault elements, in particular, hold the Fliegerfaust in high regard due to the relative ease in which they dispatch, ingressing Bell UH-1 HoI gunships during heavy engagements. 4. We recommend procurement or development of long-range manpads against fast-moving American air assets, while adjusting infantry unit organization to relegate the Fliegerfaust as an anti-helicopter support weapon at the company level. Truncated for brevity. Report end. My timer is about to go off, but it felt very short, so we're going to expand this video. So, I started listening to an album that has really caught my attention. Stopped listening to Donda for a break. It's called Everywhere at the End of Time by this guy who goes by the Caretaker. Oh, populist and racist Pog. It's this record that explores dementia and the stages it goes through. It's about 6.5 hours long, and every half hour, or not like, it's split up into stages. So the first three albums, it's like a compilation. The first 3 albums are like a normal LP length, about 45 minutes. The last 3 are about a double LP length, so an hour and a half. And they each go through the different stages of dementia and explores it musically. And it's nuts, honestly. It's a fascinating little listen. I'll get back to it after this event. 2 men place their guns on the blanketed ground with all the care reserved for prized possessions. In a sense, they were. Now, Eddie, Friedrich said, tone-chiding as a kindergarten teacher's... Tone-chiding as kindergarten teacher, excuse me. He swept a hand along his NFLAG. You see this butte? Finest service rifle in history. Shoots 20 fethings in a row at 800 yards. No more moving parts than necessary. Harder than diamonds und Herr Schwanzi. Field strip it on your sleep and it fires the next morning like it hadn't left the factory in a day. Who wouldn't want to swap their scrap metal if it's straight away? Yeah, that's a good gun, I guess. But we had to make do when the blacks were at our door in Salisbury, and the schmelly... Edward gestured as Lee Enfield. Gets the job done damn well. None of your fancy gas-operated bullshizer. Hell, I know some smiths who'd shorten the barrel just like that. Sands shop at the rifle's midpoint. Then you got yourself a boomstick for the jungle. Friedrich rolled his eyes. Making do with scrap, still making do with scrap. Feel proud owning one yet? But you guys know what's inferior, though? Hendrik, one of the younger Belgian mercenaries, says he sauntered over. What? The M13! Laughter all around the campfire. You got that right. Anyhow. But yeah, the Aussies are here. Oi, oi, oi. But yeah, it's supposed to represent all the different stages of dementia. It's 6.5 hours. I had to split it up into a couple different parts just because I've had work or I'm at the gym and I don't want to hear dementia music while I'm trying to pump iron. But listen to the parts back and forth, and it is, the very least, it's a fascinating listen. It gets heavy. Because, I mean, it's about dementia. But, man, I'd recommend it. I might talk about it a bit more. I'm going to listen to it a couple more times. But it's a good listen. Our army needs more supplies than what we currently produce. The number of slaves we employ is not important. They are but fuel for Germany's greatness, destined to be consumed, so we shall dramatically increase subsidization to the military industry. Tanks, cannons, rifles. We will produce everything we need by ourselves. Let no one... God damn it, I knocked my mouse forward. Let no one say we don't fight to the bitter end. So yeah, I'd like to thank my Turkish friend Dataphobian for recommending the album to me. I don't know if you're watching, Data, but if you are, hello, thank you. Hope school's going well over in Turkey. And yeah. Despite Africa's judgmental humidity, as is Habschaführer Balthasar Schlatt, Shack. I don't think it's Schlack. Gleefully sips a cup of tea from a bench outside the Lusaka barracks. Ostafrika is an austere place, the Ostafrikan SS an austere organization, but Balthazar still endeavors to make time for this one comfort. His eyes close and the tea washes across his tongue. Rich, dark, malty, magnificent, but not quite. He sighs in reverence, the flavor offering some slight absolution of stamped backwater. Balthazar loves this tea. It reminds him of home. Back in Emden, Muti would serve it in thin porcelain cups, not the steel mugs that the troops here are issued. Try as he might, Balthazar can never find Cluntia. So he made do with pouring rationed sugar at the bottom of his mug. Not as sweet as the tongue recalled, but was better than nothing. Hardly any cream in Lusaka either, so his imitation tea also had none of the thin white Wuthia, hovering just below the rim. Always compromises for the Reich in Africa. Tea-tide was no less exempt. Sometimes he wondered why he ever left. He had already made decent money as a factory guard back home, but then he had seen those posters, read those magazine articles, and the recruiter had commented on how perfectly Aryan his eyes were. Perhaps it would be something more in Ostafrika, he thought. Then he remembered. Captives screaming, forts burning, soldiers screaming, men trampling villages as they relish in atrocity, women screaming. Balthazar took another sip of Ersatz aus Friesenti. The amber did little to wash the memories away. Come, have some tea and talk of happier things. And way to depress me. Ah, God. But hey, that's about as good of a place to, some decent talks. We, let's start pushing a little bit. We're gonna take Kimberly soon enough. There we go. And we could probably do some micromanaging stuff to just outright win the war. But, oh god, we overran them already. I don't know how much I want to do that. I kind of want to, stretch this out as long as we potentially can. Well, the government's gone out. Has won, I should say. The East Indies now owns, Guyana. It looks like the NPP is going to win, which can either go very well if Robbie can make it through, or very fucking badly if he gets fucking shot. It's hard to say. But hey. And Africa's filled itself back up. I'm really looking forward to Toolbox theory, if it ever ends up dropping, because I know there's going to be a bunch of proxy conflicts between, I think, like Cameroon, African State, and like Free France. Maybe one of these other factions all going against each other. It's going to be cool, I think. So I'm looking forward to it. Defense industry development. Let's go ahead and conscript tribes. Regular forces aren't enough to fully engage our enemies, and therefore, we will be forced to lower our requirements and bolster our garrison with locals. There are some natives which we tolerate, as they aren't part of the inferior race. These primitives are loyal enough to be trusted for conscription against the Amerikaner. If they aren't, we can always send their women and children into special concentration camps, where they will remain until the war is won. The first one who flees, all will pay for the price. And the price for cowardice is very high. Oh god, there's a pocket already. This almost isn't fair. It's like the Americana can't do Shiza. God, 240k are dead already, my god. I should have gone for hard mode. I thought it was going to be... I thought this was going to be harder than it actually has turned out. But yeah. Richard Nixon is gone, it seems. We have John Kennedy. And nothing bad ever happens to the Kennedys. That wasn't the Kennedy. I used to be able to do the Kennedy impression for the U.S. series. I haven't been able to replicate it recently. Do we want to just... God, they're falling apart. Well, let's go ahead and get some unified holdouts. With the Americana and their puppets pushing against our lines, we need to improve our defensive tactics. A core of interconnected, fortified holdouts equipped with strong anti-air batteries and anti-tank weaponry shall ensure an efficient defense against most attacks. And devising unified contingency plans for concentrated pushes will do wonders in keeping the enemy at bay until we muster enough forces for a counterattack. There we go. We'll get new set of decisions, allows to fortify key positions, route Ostafrika. Yeah. I was thinking, because the U.S. gets an option to rent out Sao Tome, and since it talks about the massive naval, this is just going to be my last little idea, and then I'm going to wrap it up. But there should be a little event where America, or one of those powers, seizes the Comoros and Zanzibar. And it might be possible to negotiate them back, perhaps, but say there's a total defeat, the U.S. will still hold on to these. I think that might be cool. Like a neat little bit of a lore building, perhaps. Point of tension. Although there's going to be plenty of points of tension coming up. But hey, that's it for now, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you as always for watching. If you like this video, leave a like. If not, feel free to dislike. If you want to see more of this content in the future, hit the sub button for more uploads every weekday, as well as every Saturday. If you have any comments, feedback, concerns, leave them in the comment section below. I read all the comments to get. Appreciate any all feedback you might have for me. If you want to send a few bucks my way every month, I have a Patreon. If you want to share play games, I have a Discord. If you want to see me do this sort of stuff live, or any of the other cool stuff I'm doing on live, check out my Twitch. All the links are down in the description box below. I thank you all for watching. My name has been Dogboat333, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.